Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm trying the new Colourpop Star Wars palette. So I just got this in the mail yesterday. I've only tried one of the previous Star Wars palettes, the Baby Yoda / Child palette. I haven't tried the Mandalorian or the Darth Vader one. They just didn't speak to me color story wise, but this one looks really cute. And I love the Baby Yoda palette, so I'm really excited to try this and see if the quality is decent. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I am a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a soft spot for indie makeup and colorful makeup. And I have new videos every week, so I'd love to have you subscribe. So there's a decent amount of stuff in this collection. There was lipsticks, eyeliners, 2 Jelly Munch shadows, the palette. So I ended up getting the palette and one of the Jelly Munch shadows because it was actually cheaper to buy the jelly shadow and the palette than just to buy the palette and pay shipping. I like the Jelly Munch shadows, but the ones that I've had in the past dried out and I could not revive them, so I'm a little worried, but it was cute, so hopefully it works nicely. I did find it interesting that the palette came in like an extra sleeve, like this big envelope that says Star Wars. Normally the palette's just like in bubble wrap, but it was like bubble wrap and paper packaging and this. So they really protected it. The outside of the palette has the classic Star Wars picture with Luke and Leia and Darth Vader and all of that. It looks really cute. Has stars all over. It's got nice texture and like, it doesn't show up in pictures, but there's like texture all over the palette that looks like circuit boards kind of, and it's all over the back as well. And then the package for the Jelly Munch shadow has C3PO and R2-D2 on it. It's very cute, and it has the same kind of texture on it, and then it has the same pattern on the inside but as a print instead of texture. So this is this pattern but texture all over the outside, which I think is a cute little touch. I like attention to detail like that. And then when you pull the palette out, it just says Star Wars on it, has all of the shades on the back, and then that outer box picture is on the inside. So it doesn't have a mirror, and then it is a neutral blue-red palette. I think it's very fitting for the theme. It's got, you know, silver and gold for R2-D2 and C3PO. Blue and red are very Star Wars colors. It's got these 2 Super Shock shadows that are the marbled pattern. They've done that in big tie-dye patterns as like a big Super Shock highlighter or something, but never in a palette before, so I was intrigued to see how that works. And I think there's one other Super Shock in here. So I'm really excited to try this out. I will probably only do one video today because I'm very tired. One of the health things I've been dealing with lately is really bad fatigue, and I just don't think I have it in me to film more looks than the one. So I'm probably gonna do one look and try out, it has to include the blue because blue is my favorite color and I wanna see if this one works well. And then for the Jelly Munch shadow, I got the shade Astromech, which is like a silver with blue and purple running through it, or like a flip. Packaging also really cute. Hoping this doesn't dry out as fast as the other ones that I've had, but it's really pretty. Let's actually swatch that. These are a really interesting formula. I prefer the Super Shock shadows, but these are more impactful. They just dry out more easily. I've had some of my Super Shock shadows for a few years and they're still fine, but I've had these dry out in like a couple months. So you can see it's got a bit of a blue purple to it. So it's kind of sheer, but I think it can be built up. That's really pretty. Looks very wet. In person, I definitely see like a blue-purple flip. So I'm gonna do some swatches just to see what the shades look like, especially the marbled ones, and then do a look and see what I think. So I'm gonna take my watch off so I can swatch. I think this retailed for like $24, and then I used a discount code to save 10%. And then shipping and tax and all of that. So all around, I spent about $30 for both items, plus tax and such. So not too bad. So I think I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna go down instead of across because they just seem to fit better this way. So the first shade is Rebel Princess. which feels like a Super Shock. It actually feels like a thinner version of that Jelly Much shade. Second shade is Jedi Knight, which is a blue shimmer. And then Space Pirate is this like silver blue purple tie-dye shade. That's really pretty. I have nothing on my arm, and I am in a medium olive, if that, so that might change the appearance of some of these. So that does not want to pick up. Like at all. That's disappointing. The blue is pretty. It looks true to pan. And that is a little more sheer than I would like, but it can probably be built up. Super Shocks don't pick up very well with a brush, so we'll see how that works. And then we've got Starfighter, which is just like a mid-tone, light brown. Kessel Run is the silver. That's a really pretty silver. That feels nice and thick. Feels thicker than the blue. And then Rebellion is the dark purple, which I see some sparkle, but I can't tell if that's just from touching other shadows. I don't think it's supposed to have sparkle in it. So that's just a pale brown. It's a really pretty silver. And then there's the blue. I definitely want to try the blue because it's my favorite color, and I want to see if this is a decent blue or not, because blues are hard to formulate. Okay, so now we've got Hyperdrive, which looks like a duochrome. I see like a tan base with like a green shift. New Hope is the gold. And then First Mate is like a mid-tone brown with sparkle. Okay, so that's pretty. Like most Colourpop duochromes, it's kind of thin. This will kind of tell me if I'm over Colourpop for a while, because I have not had luck with the last few times I've ordered from them. And then we've got Loyalty, which is like a warm mid-tone brown. And Galactic Empire is the red, and Republic is the dark red, which does have a little asterisk, so it might stain. So this is a little more pinky brown, and this is more just warm brown. The red's okay. And that's a decent dark red. Not the best that I've swatched, but swatching really doesn't tell you anything other than the color. And then we've got Outer Rim, which is the other tie-dye shade. Feels very soft. That's really pretty. Alliance, it's kind of a cool tone brown. And then the black shade, which is Star Destroyer. And there's now black powder everywhere. So that's really pretty. It's like purpley red. That's what's the best out of the Super Shocks and the whatever this shade is. And then there's the black. So I think this is a really cute color story. It's really well thought out. So let's hoping it works well. So I'm gonna go wash this off so I don't get it everywhere and be right back to do a look. Okay, so I'm excited to try this. I could start with the blue and then blend it out, but there's not really a shade I wanna blend it out with. So I'm gonna try Starfighter, see how that looks. And then worst case, I can go into one of the other browns. But I did prep with my Urban Decay eye primer like normal. And then I grabbed my Trixie mirror because this does not have a mirror. So I'm gonna take Starfighter and I'm gonna take that on a fluffy brush and put that through my crease. Okay, so that has a decent amount of pigment. I feel like Colourpop shadows can be really pigmented and blendable and really nice, or just kind of meh, like more effort than they're worth. So I'm really hoping this is good quality, because Winnie the Pooh was fine and the Avatar palette was terrible. Well, not terrible, but not great. And then the quads that I tried before that, the mattes were nice, but the shimmers were atrocious. So, okay, so that's blended out very nicely with very little effort. So next I want to take the dark blue and just go straight into that. I'm going to pick that up on this big pencil brush. Picks up nicely. Sounds like something's going on. I hear a fire truck outside. So, and I'm going to place that in the outer corner. I'm just going to kind of make a wing shape with this and then blend it into the outer part of the crease. Okay, so that's decently pigmented. Okay, so that looks okay so far. It was really just mostly placing the shadow. And then I'm going to take this little fluffy brush and just kind of blend it in. I'm going to pick up a little bit of it on the brush and use that to blend it into the outer corner. If you're ever scared of trying blue, I recommend picking like a peachy tan shade, mid-tone brown, putting that in your crease and blending the blue into it. It makes it a little less intimidating than just going straight in with blue. Also, because you don't have blue in your skin, it gives something for it to transition into your skin with better. So this is blending out decently. I'm just going to keep blending. It's a little patchy on my eyelid itself, but I'm not really blending there, so. And I'm going to put a shimmer over that anyway. So that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go back in with that first shade on the first brush and blend the two together. I think I'm going to take another pencil brush and pick up the red and run that along my lower lash line, just to see how it looks on the skin, and then use the blue on the outer corner and maybe the black to tie everything together. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that and run that right here. It's a very purpley red, at least against my skin tone. Kind of a wine red versus a true red like the shimmer. And then I'm just taking a little bit more blue and trying to build up a little bit right here. And then using that little pencil brush again, I'm gonna go into the black. And I'm gonna put that on the outer corner, top and bottom, just to blend everything together. So this seems to be a nicely pigmented black. I tapped off my brush and I do have a little bit of fallout from it. So definitely advise doing your eyes first with this palette, because I do have a bit of fallout right here. Not a lot, but a little. And then using that same small brush again, I'm just kind of making sure everything's blended out here. Okay, so that is looking nice, and these are performing way better than the Colourpop stuff I've used lately. So I think what I want to do next is try out this Super Shock. So I'm going to see if it picks up on a brush. So I'm going to take this Rephr. So I'm going to take this Rephr 21 brush. I'm going to see if it picks up, because Super Shocks are not the easiest at picking up with a brush. And you can see how soft they are. It's like just moving in the pan. But it did pick up some. So let's see if I have to use my finger or if I can get away with the brush. And the brush worked. So this tie-dye purpley red is really pretty. And it's nice to have a brush that is actually picking it up. I could have done the blue shimmer or the more blue tie-dye, but I wanted the contrast of this shade since it's kind of a purple. And I don't really like monochromatic looks that much, at least on myself. So that worked really well. And then I'm gonna take the other side of that and try to pick up Rebel Princess. Actually, no. I have a second brush. I'm gonna pick up a second brush and try to pick up Rebel Princess. So this one doesn't really want to pick up on the brush that much. And I'm gonna try to put that on the inner corner. Okay, so that worked pretty well. And I'm just blending it into the other shade a little. Okay, I like that. This is going way better than last time. I'm going to go ahead and go off camera to repeat this on the other side and add mascara and stuff, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back with the finished look. I really like this. I just repeated on the other eye, added some mascara, didn't even do liner today. I think this is a really pretty look. I definitely do have some fallout that I couldn't quite clean up right here from the blue and the black. So if you buy this, do your face first or do your eyes first. I'm tired today. I really want to try doing, you know, a warm red look. I want to do blue with the silver. There's other looks I want to do, but I really needed to try this outer rim shade and Rebellion. So I will say Rebel Princess is kind of weak. The two Super Shocks that are the tie-dye are nicer than this one. This one's like a little sheer, was kind of hard to pick up. And the duochrome here is, if you've used a Colourpop duochrome, then you know what this is going to be like. It's kind of sheer, not super shifty, just kind of a weak shadow. Like, it's not bad. Their duochromes are not like an indie duochrome. It's, if you wanted a really ethereal look, like just that on the lid or one of the two mattes with that on the lid, it would be a very soft look. I wish Colourpop would buy some singles from like Terra Moon and Vina and try making a better duochrome formula, but that would probably cost too much for them. But otherwise, I really like this. I think the blue and the red are a little thinner. The blue and the red shimmers are a little thinner and less pigmented than the silver and the gold, but all seem to swatch pretty well. So I'm expecting them to work pretty well in the eyes. And I used 1, 2, 3, 4. I used 4 mattes, including the black, and they all worked really well, surprisingly well. So if you're a Star Wars fan and you were hoping that this was good quality, I think it is. I think this is definitely worth the $24 so far. I will keep playing with it and I'll let you know in a future video, like a full review or what I think of every shadow, but based on the first impression, I think this is decent quality and $24 isn't that bad. I think this just came to Ulta as well, so you can get it from Colourpop or Ulta, and I just think it's really cute and really well done. So I'm glad this appears to be the good Colourpop formula. So let me know in the comments below what you think of the look, if you picked this up, what you think of it. I'm excited I got this. I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm not like the biggest fan, but I've seen most of them and I like Star Wars, so I'm excited to have this. Plus it's really pretty. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.